We have started with this, right? That is force between two charges in vector notation. We started with this, right?
Yes.
Force between two charges in vector notation.
Yes, ma'am. And then we wrote the equation of force.
I'm not able to hear.
Hello?
Okay, fine. So have you copied down the diagram? Have you copied down the diagram, boys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now only one thing, R21 vector will lie from charge 1 to 2. The distance are going to be the same. R12 vector will be lying in the opposite direction. So the magnitude of R21 vector is equal to the magnitude of R12 vector, which means if R21 vector is of length 10 centimeter, R21 is of length 10 centimeter, R12 will also be of length 10 centimeter. Only the directions are different. Magnitude same. What are these? These are the distance between Q1 and Q2. Distance between Q1 and Q2. But the directions are different. Minus R12 vector. Are you clear, boys? Or I can write R12 vector is minus R21 vector. So that magnitudes are the same, but the directions are different. Both the vectors measures the distance between the two charges Q1 and Q2. Now, the force exerted by Q1 on Q2, Q1 on Q2. What is the, we'll write that as F21 because Q1 exerts a force of repulsion on Q2 and Q2 tries to move towards right because it's a force of repulsion. So a vector should be represented by its magnitude. Magnitude is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, product of both the charges and the square of the distance between them. Square of the distance is, what is the distance between them? It is R21 squared, right? This is the magnitude. I'll just put this as the magnitude so that you will understand it better. Then what is the unit vector along this direction? Which direction? Boys, the unit vector along the direction 1 to 2. So that is R21 cap. Are you clear? Are you clear, boys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, write this. Force exerted by Q2 on Q1. Shall I go for the next one?
Ma'am, 1 second.
No, sorry, boys. I'll put this in chat. No, I'll put this in chat box. Yeah, 1 second.
Ma'am, could you show that slide once again, ma'am, please?
I'll put this in chat box, boys, because I think so by mistake I have deleted. Can you see that, boys? Sorry, because I have discarded that. Can you see that in the chat box, boys?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes.
So this is 1, this is 2, right? R21 vector. Then R12 vector is acting in this direction. So this you have to keep this in mind. Next, force exerted by Q2 on Q1. So that is F12 vector. That will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by the square of the distance between them, R12 square. Because F12 is acting in which direction, boys? F12 is acting from 2 to 1. So which vector I have to take into consideration? The distance, it is R12. Are you clear? F12, that is Q2 is exerting a force on Q1. It's a force of repulsion. So Q1 is moving left towards your left. The vector which is acting towards your left, the distance between Q1 and Q2, which vector I should take? It is R12, which is going to act towards your left. So this is was modulus. Then it is R12 cap. So a vector generally, this is the magnitude of the vector. This is the magnitude. And what is this? This is the unit vector. The vector acting in the direction right to left. And you very well know the value of R12 squared is equal to the magnitude of R21 squared. And then you know the direction of this unit vector is negative of R21 cap. So these both you are going to substitute. Therefore, what happens to F12? F12 vector becomes equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2. Now what should you replace, boys? You have to replace this and this in terms of these two values. So that becomes R21 squared into R21 cap, and this will be negative. So now I can write F12 vector will be equal to minus F21. What was your value of F21? F21 was 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R21 squared, or else I'll just mark this as equation 2. Your previous equation, you mark it as 1. Then I can write comparing equations 1 and 2. Comparing equations 1 and 2. It's very, very important. The moment today's learning session gets over, please practice.
Ma'am, which is the first equation?
First equation I have this in your chat box. Just can you check, boys?
Ma'am, the previous
or should
one.
I write? Okay,
One.
or else what? Yeah, shall I go for the? Should I write and check, or you want to check with your chat box?
Ma'am, any is fine. You can write it as well.
Fine, boys. I'll go for the previous slide. So I'll if you find it difficult, I'll just. So F21 vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R21 squared into R21 cap. Mark this as equation 1. Is that correct, boys? So you can see that F12 is negative of F21.
Is the modulus outside the square?
Modulus?
Like,
yeah.
Should we put modulus? Okay, okay, ma'am.
Doesn't means the same. You can take the square term outside also. Shall I go for the next slide?
Yes, can you go to the next slide?
Have you all copied this, boys?
Yes, ma'am.
One second, I'll just take a screenshot.
1 minute.
Yeah, should I put the screenshot? Okay, thank you, boys. Shall I go for the next one? Now, boys, please keep this in mind. You have calculated the force acting between 2 point charges, right? A system which is having 2 point charges. Next, we'll go for the system which is having 3 point charges, and then we'll go for n point charges. A system which has n number of charge. Here, a system is having only two charges, Q1 and Q2. Next, we'll go for a system which is having three charges, Q1, Q2, and Q3. And then finally, we'll go for a system which has n number of charges, Q1, Q2, Q3, up till Qn. Now, then how will you find the total force acting on any charge? Now listen, here I have three charges, Q1, Q2, and Q3. I'm having a system of three charges, Q1, Q2, and Q3. Now I want to find what is the total force experienced by Q1 due to Q2 and Q3. Now how will I do? I will apply what we call it as the principle of superposition. Now look at the statement. Force on any charge, I'm taking the charge as Q1. Force on any charge, say here I'm taking it as Q1 due to a number of other charges. Which are the other charges? Q2 and Q3 is the vector sum of all the forces on that charge due to the other charges, taken one at a time. The individual forces are unaffected due to the presence of other charges. So this is termed as principle of superposition. Do you understand this, boys? I have a system of three charges. Boys, is that the sound of AC is creating a problem?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am,
No, ma'am.
can't
What?
We don't hear it.
hear you. Ma'am, we can hear you, ma'am, clearly.
Boys, I have a system of three charges, Q1, Q2, and Q3. Now, Q2 is applying a force on Q1. Q3 is also applying a force on Q1. I want to find what is the total force acting on Q1, right? To find the total force acting on Q1, I should use the principle of superposition. Now, what is the principle of superposition? Say if the force exerted by Q2 on Q1, let the force exerted by Q2 on Q1, let it be F12. Let the force exerted by Q3 on Q1, let the force be equal to F13. So Q1 is experiencing two forces, F12 and F13. So what will be the total force experienced by Q1? The total force experienced by Q1, that is, let me take it as F1. So all vectors, that will be the algebraic sum, F12 plus F13. Are you clear? Should I repeat, boys? 12B, should I repeat?
Oh, no, ma'am. It's clear.
Fine, boys.
No, ma'am.
Okay, now you start writing the statement, boys. Heading is force between between multiple charges. Force between multiple charges. Then you write the heading, principle of superposition. Principle of superposition. Now you write force on any charge due to a number of other charges is the
Do we
vector
draw the
sum.
diagram?
Diagram later on, boys. Just write the principle of superposition. Then we'll go for the diagram.
Ma'am, what will be right?
Superposition, whatever is being highlighted.
Ma'am, the entire highlighted part.
Yes, entire highlighted part. Then you can draw the diagram. I'll explain the diagram. Once have you completed writing the principle of superposition? Have you
No, ma'am.
completed?
No, ma'am.
Fine, come.
After writing the principle, you should draw the diagram.
Yeah, you need to draw the diagram. Once again, I'll explain the diagram was you have a system now is having three charges. One is Q1, the other one is Q2, the third one is Q3. Now, right? Now the distance between Q1 and Q2 is R12 cap. The distance between Q1 and Q3 is R31 cap. Now let me go for this. Q2, these are like charges. Q2 is applying a force on Q1 so that Q1 is going to experience a force of repulsion. Now that
Ma'am,
is
sorry
going
to
to
interrupt.
act.
After drawing the diagram, we should write the thing in red.
Yeah, wait, let me, yeah. After the diagram, you have to write whatever I have written. Boys, please understand, Q2 is applying a force on Q1. See, these are like charges. So now Q1 is experiencing a force of repulsion, which is F12. Is that clear, boys? Is that clear? I'm asking you, 12B. Okay. Now, Q3 is applying a force on Q1. Both are like charges. So then there will be a force of repulsion. Q3 is applying a force on Q1. So Q1 will experience a repulsive force, which is the repulsive force F13. Are you clear? Are you clear, boys? So now Q1 is experiencing a force of repulsion due to Q2, which is F12. Similarly, Q1 is experiencing a force of repulsion due to Q3, which is along F13. This is F13, this is F12. So now these two forces are acting along the sides of a parallelogram. The resultant force is given along the diagonal of the parallelogram. So the resultant force experienced by Q1 will be along the diagonal of the parallelogram. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we'll go for the force acting on Q1 due to Q2. So F12 vector is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the product of the charges and the square of the distances between them. What is the distance between Q1 and Q2? It is R12, which is acting in the same direction as F12. So it's positive, right? R12, look at the direction of R12. R12, the vector R12 and the vector F12 are in the same direction. So the unit vector is R12 cap. Similarly, force acting on Q1 due to Q2. Jopal,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, what should I write? What will be the expression for the force acting on Q1 due to 3? It is F13, right? You can see this F13. What should I write? 1 by? What
1
is the
by
formula?
4 pi
4 pi epsilon naught
Q1
into
into
Q1,
Q1 Q3
Q1 into Q3 divided by what is the distance between Q1 and Q3? Look at the diagram.
R
What is the distance?
R13
R13, okay?
R13
R13 squared because it is square of the distance, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And what is the unit vector along this direction, Q3? Because the force is acting from Q3 to Q1. What is the unit vector along that direction?
R13.
R13 cap.
Yeah,
Okay.
R13.
Is that fine, boys? Is that fine?
Yes, ma'am.
12B.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Then what will be the net force acting on Q1? You have to add both the vectors. So it is the vector sum of all these forces. What will be that? Can I go for the next slide?
Ma'am, in the diagram, wherever it's bold, we have
Ma'am,
to
can you
write the
finish writing
arrow in
this?
that variable, right?
Wherever the letter is bold, it's a unit vector. Sorry, it's vector.
Okay.
What happened was?
Ma'am, can you finish writing this?
Okay, complete. Okay, fine.
Also, ma'am, in the previous
Mhm.
derivation we did, if the forces were attractive, it will still be negative of each other.
Attractive means what happens is that this R13 would have been negative. This unit vector would have been negative.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
You look at this R13. Can you see the direction of R13? You see the direction of R13 and can you see the direction of F13? Are they in the same direction? Are they in the same direction? R13
Yes.
and
Yes,
F13.
ma'am.
That is why that's the reason you have put it as positive. If the force would have been attractive, R3 would be in the upward direction, F13 would have been in the downward direction. So it would have been R13 will be negative.
Okay, ma'am. Got it.
When
Ma'am?
we solve numerical situation, yes, boys.
In the second equation, ma'am, what is that force acting on Q1 due to?
Q3.
Q3.
Yes. Shall I go for the next slide, boys?
Yes,
Ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
So if R is in the same direction of F, then it's positive, and if it's
Yes.
in opposite directions, then
Opposite
it's negative.
directions, negative unit vector.
Okay.
Shall
Only
I
the
go for the
unit
next
vector.
one, boys? Correct. Shall I
Okay.
go for the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm discarding this. So then what will be the net force? What will be the net force, boys?
F12 plus F13.
Yeah, correct. Can you see the diagram?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Ma'am, write this?
The total, yeah, you need to write this, boys. Not the diagram, only this much. The total force F1 acting on Q1 due to both the charges Q2 and Q3 because these are all vectors. Have you completed?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, 1 second.
Okay. Once you complete this, boys, we'll go for the next one. I thought I can solve numerical today, but I'm unable to solve. Boys, be a bit fast in writing. Shall I go for the next one?
Yes, ma'am, we can go to the next one.
Right, boys. System of n charges. System of n charges. So it means, let us consider a system of n number of charges. You can write, boys. Let us consider a system of n number of charges. Let us consider a system of n number of charges, that is Q1, Q2, Q3, etc. up till Qn. So you are considering a system of n number of charges, Q1, Q2, Q2, Q3, etc. up till Qn. Now what is that you need to find is Q2 will exert a force on Q1, Q3 will also exert a force on Q1, Q4 will exert a force on Q1, Qn will also exert a force on Q1. You want to find what is the total force exerted on Q1. Are you clear? Are you clear, boys?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Now I'll go for a rough diagram. So let me have a distribution of charges Q1, Q2, say first till 55 and wait. I'll finish the class and come. Correction. His book is not done. Correction. Your book is done. You can leave. Boys, 1 second. Yes, boss. Yes. No, if you have, I'll sign. It's okay. Yeah, you should. You keep your printout and ready. It's not for the physics practical, but anytime board can ask. Keep it ready. Sorry, boys. So you have a system of n charges. Let us consider the charge Q1. It is surrounded by charge Q2. Now let this distance be equal to R12, right? Then you have a charge Q3, which is the distance between these three is R13. I can put. Then I have a charge Qn, a number of charges. Let me only take 3 charges. So this is R1, R1n. Is this diagram confusing, boys?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
I'll just highlight. This is a distance between Q1 and Q2. This is a distance between Q1 and Q3. This is a distance between. So this is Q1. Q1. Then you have Q2. Then you have Q3. I'm just going.
Ma'am, is it Qn?
Qn, nth charge.
Making you have to draw this.
You need to draw, boys. Now, force acting on Q1 due to Q2. What will be the force? So, Harish?
Yes, ma'am.
What will be the force? F12. F12 must be equal to 1 by 4
1
pi
by 4 pi epsilon naught.
Q1.
Q1, Q2
What is the distance between them, boys?
by R1, R2 square.
R12 squared, correct?
Sorry, R1, R2 square, yes, ma'am. And then
R12
unit vector.
cap.
Yes, ma'am.
Mark this as equation 1. Then Kavin is here. Sorry, Kavin is not. Force acting on Q1. Sorry. On Q1 due to Q2. Zuhair, force acting on Q1 due to Q3. Sorry, boys, due to Q3. Zuhair.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what should I write, boys? F13.
1 by 4 pi epsilon naught.
Okay, fine.
into Q1, Q3
Okay,
by R13 square
okay,
into R13 cap.
fine. Okay, Kritya, what will be the force acting on Q1 due to the charge Q suffix n, nth charge? It is the nth charge. What should I write, Kritya? F1n. See, the nth charge is exerting a force on Q1. What should I write? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. The product of both the charges Q1 by Qn. What is the distance between them? R1 n squared. R1 n cap. Is this correct? Boys, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
In mathematics, have you learned about summation?
No, ma'am.
ma'am, the sigma sign, right?
Yes, ma'am. We have learned.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay. You be in there. I'll just finish 10 minutes more. Yes. Already corrected. 1 second, boys. Just copy down. Now I'll just check. Yes. The reason is if they cut the marks and it's a problem. Just wait. Experiment you want to do. Yeah. Now I'll come just 5-10 minutes. Have you completed?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
practicals are
should we
going
take
on.
modulus for the charges?
Practicals are going on. Exams are starting next week.
You don't take modulus for R12 square.
Okay, fine. I'll have you completed this? Have you all completed this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall I go for finding the total force? Shall I go for the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now just write. I think so you people also can write by yourself. Just net force acting on Q1. So what is the net force? F1 must be equal to F12 plus F13 plus it goes on up till F1n, correct? Is that correct, boys? So F1
Yes.
vector. Okay, now I'll put the values 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R12 square R12 cap. This is the first term, correct? The second term 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 divided by R13 square R13 cap was you have to learn, right?
Modulus square.
No, not necessarily. I just wrote because you should understand. You can write
Ma'am,
like
for
this.
the charges, should we take modulus, the product of the charges?
No, not necessarily. If you write modulus, it's fine. Otherwise, you can leave like this.
All right, ma'am.
So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Qn divided by R1 n square R1 n cap. So now I can write this as F1 vector is equal to, I think, sum over I is equal to 1 to n. Or 1 to n or 2 to n?
Ma'am, 2 to n.
2 to n, right? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by, Q1 Q2. N, correct? Sorry. What should be here? P. What should I write here? I.
Ma'am, I.
Because I takes the value 2, 3 up till n. Are you clear, boys?
Yes, ma'am.
No, I takes the
Is there
value
one
2.
and
1 is there, correct?
no, like F13 plus dot 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 plus F1 and
1n. Okay. Qi divided by R1I squared.
Into R1I cap.
R1I cap. That's what I'm just telling you, boys. Sorry. Please, it's your duty to practice. Otherwise, it will be tough.
Ma'am, what
Once you
symbol is
practice,
that
things
again?
will not.
Can you
Yeah.
explain the last part again, ma'am, please?
Okay. Look at this, boys. See, this is a sum over, right? Where which one is changing? Which factor is changing? Here, the suffix 1 is the same. 2, the next factor will be 3. The next one is n over here, right? So that's the reason Q1 remains the same. See, Q1 remains the same. Q2, Q3, Qn. That's the reason I have put this as I, because first case I takes the value 2, next case I takes the value 3, the last case I takes the value n. Are you clear? First, can you see whatever I have highlighted?
Yes.
Can you look at this? In each and every term, Q1 is the same. Q1 is the same, right? Now what happens Q2? First time I becomes 2 here. Next I becomes 3. Next I becomes 4. And finally I becomes n. So wherever 2, 3 and n are there, I am replacing it with I, a general term. Sum over means what? When I takes the value 2, boys, when I takes the value 2, this entire final expression becomes equal to this first term. Are you clear, boys? When I takes the value 2, then this entire term becomes equal to the first term in the above equation. When I takes the value 3, this entire final expression takes the value of the third one. Then when I is equal to n, this entire final value will take the value of the third term. So your summation means what? You're adding all this term. That is what it means in mathematics. You have learned, right? Have you learned this?
Ma'am, we learned this as sigma.
Yeah. Once practice. Once you practice, you will understand. Have you completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll go for a textbook question. Now look at this. Consider 3 charges Q1, Q2, Q3 all are equal to Q at the vertices of an equilateral triangle of side L. What is the force acting on a charge capital Q, right, with the same sign as Q, because all are positive, placed at the centroid of the triangle? Write the question, draw the diagram. Do this first, boys. Do this first. So what is the question? Look at the question. What is the force acting on Q due to all the charges, which means, look, the charge is capital Q. Yes, boys, what happened?
This question will be in the textbook, right?
Yeah, okay, fine. The question is in the textbook. And you draw a diagram. Now, can you tell me what is the distance between? Can you identify? Otherwise, I will highlight it over here itself. Boys. So the charge capital Q, this charge will experience a force due to Q1. It will also experience a force due to Q2. It will also experience a force due to Q3. So total force will be the addition of all of these. For that, you have to find what is the distance between the charge capital Q placed at this centroid due to the charge Q1, right? And then what will be the force acting on capital Q due to the charge Q2 and due to the charge Q3? Can you visualize this, boys? Can you visualize? Okay, now look at this. Once again, look at this. You have a charge Q placed at the centroid. Now, capital Q is positive. Q3 is also positive. So what happens? Q3 will exert a force on Q. So it will experience a force of repulsion. Boys, I'm talking about. Can you identify the charge Q3? Q3 exerts a force on Q, and this will be a force of repulsion. So that Q will, which is placed at the centroid, will experience a force F3. Okay. Similarly, the charge Q2 is going to apply a force on where? On the charge capital Q placed at O. So this will experience a force F2. Is that clear, boys? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now look at the other one. What is the other one? Now the charge which is at A will exert a force on Q. Both are like charges. Then the charge will experience a force F1, which is acting in the downward direction. So your aim is to find F1, F2 and F3. Add everything, that gives you the force acting on Q. Sorry, force acting on the total charge Q which is placed at O. Are you clear? Are you clear? 12B.
Yes, ma'am, we are clear.
No, only thing is that only thing is that now you should know to find the distance between. Okay, now Q1. So Q1 is located at point A. Capital Q is located at point O. So what is the distance between them? AO. The distance between Q1 and Q, because when you write the expression for the force, you should find the distance between Q1 and capital Q. Okay, what is the distance between Q2, which is located at point B, and Q, which is located at point O? So it is OB. Right. Now this is OB. Now what is the distance? Yes.
Ma'am, all the distances will be same, right?
Huh?
Ma'am, OA, OB and OC will be same,
correct.
right?
Will be same. Yes, it will be same. That is, you have to find. Are you clear, boys? Now we'll go for this one. Let us find AD. So your record is, you complete the record. I'll come in 5 minutes. Boys, let me find. Can you find AD? This length is L. Boys, it's an equilateral triangle. This will be L by 2. Is that not L by 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about, you have learnt about centroid. Centroid, AO will be equal to 2/3 of AD and OD will be 1/3 of AD. You know that? Do you know this? OA will be 1/3 of AD. So if you want to find, boys, OA is equal to OB is equal to OC. That is known factor. Now how to find OA? OA is 2/3 of AD. Now what is AD? What will be AD? AD squared will be equal to L squared by L squared by 4. Pythagoras theorem. So AD will be equal to square root of L squared plus L squared by 4. So what is AD now? AD becomes equal to square root of, what will be that?
5L square by 4.
Is it 5? This is L and this is L by 2. Sorry boys, what it's negative, right? Some sign, yeah, sorry. Minus and minus. So it will be 3L squared by 4. So now what is AD now? AD will be root 3L by 2. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Is that AD is equal to root 3L by 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Now what is, now you find what is OA, what is OB, what is OC. What is OA? It is 2/3 of AD. OA is 2/3 of AD. What is AD? What's the value of AD now? Root 3L by 2, correct? So it is root 3 by 3L. You know how to find root. It will be 1L by root 3. So OA is equal to L by root 3. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mathematics students, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I think so. It's time up. So OA,
Yes, ma'am.
OB, and OC.
Ma'am, you can do the question like
Next
finish
time.
next first.
Yeah. First finish off this, then we'll go for the next. Copy down, boys.
Ma'am, if finish, we can leave.
Yeah, that's enough. You can leave, boys.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Should I put this in the chat box or will you be able to do?
Ma'am, put it in the chat box, please.
No, ma'am, it's fine, ma'am. I'll do it.
Boys, sorry, boys, I think so. Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Or others can leave. You can
Oh,
leave.
thank you, ma'am.
Was only one thing I request you,